Inside Out 2 Day. Today we're doing an episode all about Inside Out 2, the latest release from Disney Pixar. I just saw the movie. What did I think of it? The review is coming up. We're also going to do what I'd like to call a merch search today. We're going to be looking around, seeing what kind of merchandise is available for the new movie, Inside Out 2. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. Okay, so we have begun our merch search and have already found our first piece of Inside Out 2 merchandise. Inside Out 2 Band-Aids for $3.88. And the back has, the back has other characters, joy and anxiety. Oh, and that's an idea, that gives you an idea of what the bandages will look like.
You might also show the interesting Lawrence Waldo card. Up to you. Maybe off topic.
Okay, well, actually not finding that much merch. Could be that Disney was not anticipating much success for Inside Out merchandise, or was perhaps waiting to see how the movie would do before releasing the merchandise. From what I've heard, there's some Wish merchandise that's still kind of peg-warming, since the film did not do as well as they expected. From what I hear, Inside Out 2 is doing pretty well. Don't seem to be finding it among the cards and party supplies. You'd think that joy on wrapping paper would be a no-brainer. Pinatas. Yet still no. I was just thinking the same thing. But still no Inside Out pinatas. Okay, here we go. We've got some joy and sadness plush toys here. Only joy and sadness in stock. If they had any others, looks like they are sold out. Not seeing anything under books and magazines here either. Well, not seeing any here in the Crayola section. Okay, this says joy on it. I'll have a lot of bad luck finding merchandise, so does this count as Inside Out 2 merchandise? It says joy. Probably not. Oh, we got one. A joy Christmas ornament. There we go. Legitimately Inside Out merchandise. They've been few and far between, but we got one here. Okay, so some Inside Out 2 kids' underwear. Okay, this is interesting. It's an Inside Out book for early readers.
Look at the back. Turn it on the back. It's only at Target. So I think
yes, we did not find that at Walmart. It is a Target exclusive. Shows right there.
Yeah, I should note that.
Yes. Okay, this is not Inside Out 2 merchandise, but it is interesting. It's a children's book about emotions, with emotions being color-coded. Right? Minds think alike, I guess. Okay, so it is now time for the review. And Inside Out 2, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Inside Out, the first movie, was one of my favorite Pixar films, I would have to say, and I think Inside Out 2 maintains the charm of the first one. Um, I think they did a really good job. The movie is about, of course, Riley. All the action takes place inside Riley's mind. So, like the first movie, it's all about what's going on in Riley's head. Now, Riley is she's been accepted to hockey camp, so she's heading off to hockey camp, and right before that, she enters puberty. In the world of Inside Out, you enter puberty when in your mind the little puberty light starts flashing and going off, and an alarm goes off. So it happens like in a moment. I think in real life it kind of happens more gradually than that, but for the purposes of Inside Out, puberty happens like overnight. So, but at any rate, when that happens, new emotions start showing up: anxiety, um, embarrassment, envy, and ennui. So those new emotions show up, and also for a gag, nostalgia. She has a new emotion called nostalgia, but they kind of make her wait in the back room, except for a couple of times in the movie. And I don't know why that is. I love nostalgia, but I'm a lot older than Riley, so maybe it's more natural for nostalgia to come out for me. But at any rate, the film also introduces some new concepts. They have in the control room now Riley's sense of self, which is sort of grown out of these like sort of branches that grow out of the this lake below the control room from just planting memories down there. And so the best memories Joy would take down to the below the control room and would plant down there, and these branches would grow and they would kind of intertwine and become this sort of um, tree-like thing in the control room, which represented Riley's sense of self. And this becomes important as the new emotions come in, with anxiety being chief among them. It's mostly um, anxiety. I mean, like sort of envy's like sort of her like sidekick that she just like kind of like just talks to and just bounces ideas off of, and those are kind of like the main ones, and the others are like they have their moments, but the film is not really about them. But not to give too much away, but the movie has a lot of good messages about, just like the first one, it has a lot of good messages about mental health, and how, like in the first one, it was about how you have to, let yourself be sad sometimes. And we all want to be happy all the time, but it is important to actually, feel what we feel when we feel them. If there's something going on that's making you sad, you've got to be able to process that. You have to let yourself feel it. You can't just be positive all the time. And so this one has similar messages about you have to be your whole self. You have to allow your your good memories and your bad memories to all come together to make who you are. That's one message. And there's another message about managing your anxieties and not allowing them to take control of you and make you do things that you otherwise wouldn't do just because you're uh, too anxious, too worried. So don't let your worries get the better of you. And I think that it's watching a film like this is it's a good helpful tool if you yourself are ever trying to deal with something in your life. It kind of helps you to visualize what's going on in your own head. If you kind of think about what's going on in your own head in terms of these characters that Pixar has created, and think about, well, I know that was anxiety taking the control panel for a while, and I know I can't let that happen all the time. or something along those lines. I think it's some good healthy tools for managing your stress sometimes if you watch a film like this. So I got a lot out of it. I really did, and it has lots of humor. The characters are fun. It's very interesting to see characters that were created to embody a certain emotion have a broad range of emotions themselves. I mean, there's times where anger is kind of tender and joy is snippy, and it's very interesting to see the even when we're trying to embody like a certain emotion, there is like a whole in order to make a complete character, there is like a whole broad range of feelings that you have to put together because nobody is ever just one emotion, and I think that's interesting to note. At any rate, I recommend the movie. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it some of the more heavy ideas may go over the heads of younger viewers, but I think there's still going to be a lot for them to enjoy in it, and they'll maybe grow into some of those more deeper themes with the movie later. So yeah, I recommend it a lot. I think I have heard that Pixar, Disney in general, but also Pixar, has had some struggles with some of their more recent films. This is classic Pixar. This is the Pixar we remember. Yeah, I'm very pleased to see it. I'm very pleased to see that they can still do the kind of Pixar films that we all loved, and I hope that this keeps up. Uh, at any rate, if you haven't seen it, I do recommend it. It's still in theaters now. I'm sure it will be on Disney Plus before too long because that's how it just works these days. So if you can get out to see it in theaters, it's a fun movie to watch. If not, Disney Plus will be fine.